Hi, I am Jan Bala. Today we'll be discussing about electric vehicle market, more on two-wheelers, electric two-wheelers. As you can see, there are about 30 lakh electric two-wheelers on Indian roads as compared to 22 crores petrol two-wheelers on Indian roads. Four-wheelers, just for your information, there are 3 lakhs electric four-wheelers on Indian roads today as a population, I am saying. Here, I am giving some statistics on vehicle sales. We have electric vehicle manufacturers have sold about 11 lakh electric two-wheelers in the last financial year F25 March ending. And three-wheelers, commercial EV, about 7 lakh three-wheelers have been sold, which is pretty good. Passengers cars, about 1 lakh passenger cars, electric vehicle have been sold last year. This is just for your information. Here I am giving some more figures. On the left side you can see the petrol two-wheelers. What was the sale last year in F24 and F25? That is financial year 24-25 and financial 23-24. On the right side you can see electric vehicle sales in FY24 and FY25. As you can see, 1.98 crores petrol two-wheelers have been sold in FY25, that is up to March last year. And electric vehicle sale how much? 9.9 lakhs. So the leading brands, as you can see, Ola, TVS, Bajaj, Ather, Hero Motors and so on. Here, these figures I am giving just to give an idea. As against 2 crore petrol vehicle being sold every year, only 10 lakh vehicles are getting added to the park every year now. As the electric vehicle technology, battery technology, charging infrastructure improves, surely this electric vehicle sales will multiply and increase, if not cannot match with the petrol vehicles in the recent future. Petrol vehicle domination will continue for minimum 5 years in my reckoning, minimum. Here on the left side I have given the advantages of buying an EV scooter, electric vehicle scooter, and on the right side I am giving challenges to use the EV scooters in India. See, advantage clearly is noise and pollution free in the vicinity. Let us not get into pollution in a bigger scenario. In the vicinity, noise and pollution is reduced. Running cost is low as compared to petrol, because about only 30 rupees worth is the charging cost. With 30 rupees worth charging, we can run 100 kilometers. 500 rupees per month maximum is the charging cost. Whereas per petrol scooter, 1 liter cost about 102 rupees petrol. We run about 45 kilometers per day on an average, if you see. Then we incur about 4,000 or 5,000 or 3,000 rupees per month. So petrol cost definitely is higher. Running cost is higher in the case of petrol vehicle. There is a saving of 50,000 rupees per month, per annum clearly. So the electric vehicle scooter investment cost is recovered in 2 years. So if you are investing about 1.3 lakhs, you will be recovering that cost in 2 to 2.5 years time. Maintenance cost is also very low, ranging from 500 to 700 rupees per year, because there are very few moving parts in the electric vehicle. And whereas the petrol scooters, the maintenance cost can be minimum 3,000 to 5,000 rupees per year, because more number of moving parts and so on. So in the electric vehicles, there are more features are available, given, and the ride comfort is very smooth. So it is economical for daily short runs with regular, correct daily charging process. See, if you are just using for 40 to 50 kilometers of run up and down per day, electric vehicles are really economical and reliable, and it is useful in that range. So, in my reckoning, once the battery technology and the charging facility improves, electric vehicle scooter will dominate the segment, two-wheeler segment, but not before another 5 years, in my opinion. So now let us see what are all the challenges to run and maintain electric scooter in India. Initial investment is surely costlier than a normal petrol scooter or a bike. We can only drive up to the charge limits, say 80 kilometers or maximum 100 kilometers per charge. To be frank, local mechanics are not equipped to service it. That is, if the vehicle breaks down in some odd place, you will really have a tough time to get it repaired. You have to put it in an auto and take it to the nearest service station. Only branded electric vehicle will have the service stations. A lot of electric two-wheelers have come. Many of them do not have service centers in many cities. I will go into that later. So, huge battery replacement cost. The battery will function normally to a maximum capacity up only for 3 years. So, after 3 years, maximum it will go to 4 or 5 years. So, in 4th year or 5th year, the performance will come down. Okay. So, the replacement cost is about 70 to 80,000, 85,000 you have to shell out. So, this is a huge money. So this is one deterrent in the case of EV, battery replacement cost. But relax, battery, once it is indigenously developed and available in our country itself in next 5 years time, the cost of the battery has to come down and it will be easier for the consumer. Now coming to the charging, there are issues. Any charging, there are issues. So in independent house, charging can be done. There is no issue. In the huge apartments, some apartments do not give facility for charging. Many apartments are realizing to the fact that facility has to be given. Well, getting more into detail of the charging process. See, the charging, when you do the charging, there are fast charging mode, normal charging mode, and charging during normal temperature, night or in daytime. It is recommended that, when the ambient temperature is low, you do the charging. See, if you are charging a battery in Rajasthan or peak summer in Hyderabad or peak summer in UP, definitely the battery charging process is not very safe. So, the best practice would be to charge in the night time. Because, battery is built up of so many cells. Each cell has got its own peculiar way of behaving because they are all electrical parts. If you consider a basket of apple, if one apple is rotten, it spreads to other apples also. The same phenomenon is found in the case of battery also. Once thermal runaway issue starts in one cell, it quickly spreads to other cells. When it is happening, it will happen during the peak summer time when the battery is weak and when the charging is not done with the correct adapter circuits and all that, overloading and such issues. So thermal runaway issues are bound to be there. Then thermal cutoff issue in peak summer. Again, while running in peak summer, such thermal cutoff issues can take place. So, caution is advised for driving, charging and driving during the peak summer and when in high ambient temperatures. See, these battery issues are not there in cold countries, but in tropical countries like India, one has to be cautious. Now we know what are all the issues we are facing. We were facing rather when the battery cell phone was introduced some 25 years before. There were the cases of, the cells bursting and all that. With poor connectivity, cable or battery or overcharging and all that. So now we are all used to it. So I think we will get used to all such things and will become wiser and will become safer. So there is another issue. The battery is housed in a plastic housing or in an aluminum container. In the case of aluminum container, which is slightly costlier, the heat dissipation is fast. So the battery cools faster, which is good. Whereas if it is housed in a plastic housing, then the heat dissipation is slow, and the battery remains hot for longer time. So it is again a vulnerable situation. So battery is again, the EV vehicle is subjected to vibration, heat, water lagging and inherent battery design and quality. These are all the issues related to EV vehicle. Well, vibration is there for petrol vehicles also, though heat, water logging and such battery design are overcome over the years. See, the petrol scooters are there in scenario for the last 80-90 years. At least in India, more than 70 years, the scooters are running. So the technology has improved. So vibration, heat, water lagging, battery design, everything has been taken care over the period of time. So it is only a matter of time when such things are addressed in EV vehicles. So as I said, the EV vehicle technology in development stage, and here the big brands like TVS, Bajaj, Hero, Ather, such all these vehicles, they have huge R&D network. Honda, such people, branded, in essence, branded scooters have got big R&D setup. Hundreds of engineers are working. They have got testing facility. They have got infrastructure. They have got resources to keep on improving the technology and product and testing. So, in the case of branded electric vehicle, you are in safer hands. That much only I can say. But there are many brands, many makes, rather than calling them brand, many makes are springing. More than 10 brands are, 10 names are there, which I will show later. You have to be a bit cautious because these makes spring in city one day. After 1 year, if they are not able to sustain the competition, they will vanish. So what to do for the spare parts, what to do for the repair, and so on. So it is better stick to not only to top brands, at least 6-7 top brands you can select and take risk and then buy. But I would suggest small unknown brand needs to be avoided for the time being, because they cannot sustain the competition. They won't remain in operation for a longer period in this evolution days. Another problem is resale value. Why resale value is a question mark? Because after 3 or 4 years or 5 years, you have to replace the battery. So if your scooter is already 3-year old, who will buy this EV? Unless you change the battery and give it. And if you change the battery, why you want to sell? So this is a chicken and egg situation. So resale value is a question mark today. So unless the battery scenario improves, the technology and the cost of the battery comes down, improves and all that, this is resale value is a big question mark. As I said, service, parts, durability of unknown brands is really a big question mark. One has to be very cautious about it. Charging stations. Well, there are only 20,000 charging stations all over India on all India basis, which is very minimal, and they are mostly found in metros and state capitals. So the problem is you can safely you can safely charge the scooter overnight and use it for 40-50 kilometers every day, not more than that. So what is the conclusion? Before I conclude, the battery cost, let us look at the battery cost and overall cost of the petrol vehicle. See, with the current battery cost and considering that the battery serves for 3 years, you know the petrol vehicles are maintained for at least 15 to 20 years in our country, minimum 15 years. So how can you maintain EV vehicle for 15 years? That means you have to replace the battery for 3 times. So 3 times means 2 lakhs you have to spend for battery itself. So definitely overall total cost of petrol scooter is going to be cheaper when you spread the life of the scooter over a period of 15 years. Well, these are all the major advantages and challenges of EV scooters. So EV scooters are good option for many people today. Ideally, who are doing some 40 to 50 kilometers per day, who can invest some money and want smooth ride. For such people, EV is good. But if you are going to do more running every day, personal use I'm saying, say 70, 80 kilometers, more than 60 kilometers per day, you don't want to take chance on charge getting depleted. In that case, better you go for petrol scooters. But well, for commercial purpose, EV is really a winner because you can recover the cost of the vehicle in 3 years time or 2 years time, and you can go for another EV and you can keep on minting money. This is my suggestion or conclusion for you. So there are so many brands available like TVS,